You've accepted a contract on your home. Over the next few weeks, there are going to be several important milestones that can either keep your deal on track or else it can derail it. I'm going to go through each one with you step by step so you can know exactly what to expect whenever you're selling a home. I'm John. Welcome back to my channel. As mentioned, we're going to go over some expectations after we accept that contract on our home. John, I've only sold a house or two in my lifetime. I don't remember the exact process. Can you help me out? Yes, I can. So let's just kick it off. Let's not waste any more time. First is going to be your EMD, your earnest money. You're the seller, you'll be receiving the EMD. You won't be receiving it, but the title company will be holding it. If you're a buyer, you'll be submitting EMD. The EMD, this is the consideration. This shows that someone is serious about purchasing your property. Your EMD, it's applied toward your purchase price at closing. So that's step one. Normally, it's a good rule of thumb for this EMD to be submitted within 48 to 72 hours. I really don't see a need to go beyond that. Now, if you have a property where you're going to be attracting investors, be prepared for them to look to submit EMD after their inspection period. So they may build in a 14-day inspection period and want to submit EMD after the inspection. Oftentimes, that's because the person who you're actually under contract with, they're not going to be the one closing on your property. They're not going to be the one submitting EMD. They're waiting for their end buyer that says they want to buy the property to submit the EMD because they don't want to put their money at risk. How do we protect our EMD? Just give yourself, I'm submitting this EMD, but if I have a certain inspection, I don't like it, then I'm going to get my EMD back. Or if anything comes up with the title, I'll get my EMD back. So it really should be no fear around submitting EMD if you have a contract that protects you. So that's going to be the first step, is going to be you receiving your earnest money by way of the title company that you're working with, who will be the third party that's holding it. Number two, inspection time. We're talking to the sellers here, but for anyone, I would always encourage anyone, if you're purchasing a property, to make sure that you're running an inspection. The two most common inspections that you're going to see is going to be, number one, your building inspection, and number two is going to be your sewer inspection. So the building inspection is exactly that. You're hiring a building inspector to come and find everything wrong with the property, let you know. Don't let it scare you. What your buyers and your buyers agents are doing is they're going to use that as negotiation leverage. They're going to look to retrade. After they contract you at a certain price, they're going to come back and say, well, we found this, 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 and this. Can you either give us a credit, or can you drop the price, or can you help out with some of these closing costs? That's another negotiation point in order to help drive the price down or get some type of credit. But it's good for you just to know it up front. Inspections are coming up. So that's the building inspection. Oftentimes, so whenever we send out our inspectors, we try to get them both in there at the same time, especially if the property is occupied. But it's going to be your sewer inspector. What's the sewer inspecting? He's inspecting the main building drain underneath your home. Here in St. Louis, we sit on a lot of cast iron. It cracks up, roots grow into it, and it's a very, very, very old system we use here in St. Louis. So we have things such as epoxy liners that we can do for our sewer lines, as well as just excavation and cutting out that old cast iron and putting in new plastic PVC. That's done a lot as well. We want to really know the integrity of that sewer. You want your buyers to know the integrity of the sewer so they don't come back saying anything to the purchase of their home, and knowing that you actually sold them a good home, and a home that they were fully aware of the current state of the home. So that's what to expect. Here are a couple other things, just depending on the risk tolerance of your buyer. You may have some people who may get an environmental test, so they may want to test for mold or asbestos, things like that. If you're dealing with the VA buyer, they're going to test for termites. So pest control, you'll get, not pest control, but you'll have an actual termite wood destroying insects inspection on the property to make sure there's nothing like that going on. Again, the banks have to protect their investment. They're about to give a mortgage out that's going to last for 30 years on this property. They want to make sure that the property is in good shape. You may also have some buyers who do radon testing. So it's a gas that comes from the earth. We don't want that present underneath the home that we are about to purchase. And those are the main ones I can think of. If you're in a rural area, you may, or really it's not even always just so much rural, but you may be far out in the suburbs to where the homes are a lot more spread apart and the boundaries aren't super evident like they are in the city. And you may have your buyers conduct a survey as well so they can know their exact boundary lines of what's their property, what are they purchasing. So that's going to be the next one, our inspections. So again, leaning on expectations after the inspections is going to be your negotiations. So you can expect for the realtor to write up something called an inspection notice. They're going to load it up with a bunch of things from the inspection report. So sometimes they may know about these items even before they contract with you. But again, it's used for leverage. So it's strategic when they present that information to you in order to drive the price down. But we'll go through a resolution period. We'll come to a resolve. I'll fix A, B, and C, but I'm not fixing D and E. I either take it or leave it. I'll go back to the market, or else I'll do this and I'll give you a credit. You all are going to come to a resolution, and once we get to that resolution, now we're clear to call in our appraisal, because we don't want to have so I'm talking to both the sellers and the buyers, but this is really geared towards sellers and your expectations on what to expect. But oftentimes that buyer's agent is not going to give the bank the green light to order the appraisal because it costs. And if we don't even get past the inspections, we don't want that buyer client to have spent $500-600 on an appraisal on a property that you didn't even get past the inspection. So again, it doesn't matter much to the seller, but on that buying side, that's their workflow as well. So inspections, we got through our inspection resolution. Now we can call in the appraiser so that we can verify the value of this home. Next is just title work. And depending on how fast your title company is, this could be right here, or it can be up past some of the items that I mentioned earlier. But we got to have a clear title. We want to make sure that there's no other liens or judgments or encumbrances, anything like that on title. We want to have a clear and clean title that we're handing over to the buyer. And lastly, we're at about that 48-hour to 24-hour mark before closing, and that's going to be the buyer walkthrough. So you can expect that buyer or the buyer's agent to walk through the property one more time. You may see a notice on showing time that they're about to visit the property one more time. And it's just that final check to make sure that nothing has changed with this home from when we contracted the home. The walls are still where the walls are. Nothing is going on. We didn't discover a roof leak. We didn't discover a foundation crack or moisture, anything like that. There's been no damage or vandalism, because you'll be surprised things like that can happen as well. So it's going to be that final walkthrough with the buyer's agent, and they may have their client with them as well, or if not, at the very least, that buyer's agent walking the property one more time for their client. And now it's time to close. So on closing day, if you're in town, you can come on in, sign your paperwork. If you're out of town, your title company will set up a mobile notary for you. You'll select how you're going to receive your check. Are you going to get it via a bank wire, or else when you receive an actual paper check? Most people do a bank wire. But those are the expectations. It sounds simple, but I know that it can be a lot more to it once you actually are going through it. But that's why you have a competent realtor with you right there to help you at bay and keep things calm, and always just be a step ahead of you to make sure that it's a smooth process for you. So I like to send out templated emails. We use Follow-Up Boss here with our brokerage, just letting my client know what we're going through right now and what's the next step. What we're going through right now, what's the next step, just to give them a preview and to just keep them calm, and no unnecessary anxiety built up or anything like that around selling your property. So if you are looking to buy or sell here in the St. Louis area, I would love to connect with you. Just visit the link in the description below. If I left off anything, feel free to let me know. Hey, John, you actually forgot this, or in our state, we do it this way, but I feel like I covered most of them. But thank you guys so much for tuning into this week's video. My goal is to have a video coming to you every week. So I will see you guys on next week's video.